guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're all really well. Welcome if you are new here, and welcome back if you are a returning subscriber or viewer. And welcome to today's video. As you can see, it is a pregnancy Q&A. I thought I'd just pop this together. I popped a question box up on my YouTube, my Instagram, and said if you had any pregnancy related questions then to give them to me and I would collate them and answer them. So here I am, that's what I'm doing. If you are new to my channel, I currently have a 28-month-old little boy called Tommy, and I have baby boy number 2 on the way. I'm currently 22 weeks pregnant now. So yeah, it's all happening in this household. So that's what you can expect from my channel. All things motherhood, babyhood, toddlerhood, hauls, everything. You'll get a bit of everything from me. So yeah, I thought I would pop on and get this filmed for you guys before we get into the video. As always, if you do like my content and you like my channel, please do consider subscribing. It literally takes a few moments just underneath the video. You'll see the subscription button, just click that and then the bell next to it to be notified of all my future uploads. So I'm not going to keep you too long. I'm going to literally dive straight in to the questions. There's quite a few, so I'm going to try and just go through them as quickly as I can. I don't want this to be way too long. But yeah, I thought let's just get into it. So the first question is, what are you most excited about for baby number 2? There's loads of stuff I'm excited about, to be honest. God, yeah. I'm excited to have a newborn again. Maybe not the sleepless nights, but yeah, I don't know. Sorry guys, I've got an itchy leg. Yeah, I love the idea of the squishy newborn cuddles. Love that. I'm excited to see all of Tommy's clothes out again, on the new baby. I'm excited for new clothes for the baby. I'm excited to see Tommy with the baby, especially because it's a boy, their little brotherly bond. God, what else? Just everything really. Excited not to be pregnant anymore. It's just killing my body at the moment. But we move. I'm very blessed to be pregnant, so I'm not saying, it's bad, but yeah, lots of things. Just everything. I'm just excited to, just be in that bubble and space again. It feels like so long ago with Tommy. I think because I've got so used to being a toddler mum and back at work, that's my routine and lifestyle now, that actually going back and thinking about being on maternity leave with Tommy, it's so alien to me. I'm oh yeah, I know I did that, but I don't really remember it. So yeah, that would be quite exciting, going back into a different routine. But yeah, and I'm just excited to get everything ready, switch their rooms over, all those fun things. But yeah, I hope that answers your question. Are you planning on breastfeeding this time? No, I'm not. I didn't breastfeed with Tommy. Even if I'd wanted to, I couldn't straight away anyway because he was 31 weeks. So yeah, I couldn't have anyway until he was about 34 weeks, and by that point I'd got so into expressing and everything that I just carried on, and then we moved over to formula for him. It's just not something that does it for me. I tried it when he could and I just didn't like it. Please don't come at me in the comments for that, please. It's just not my thing. I tried it, I didn't like it. It's my choice, and especially Tommy was fine. He's grown up perfectly fine. being on formula. So yeah, I'm not going to do it. Whether that changes when he's here, who knows. But right now, no, I'm not going to be doing it. Again, not something I have against anyone that breastfeeds, like you do, you boo. It's just not my thing. But if you want to do it, and I fully advocate for women. I hate women that hide when they're breastfeeding. I think when you're out and about, I think maybe it's easy for me to say this because I haven't breastfed. But when you're out and about, I love the women that just do it with no care in the world. Like, I want to go up to them and like high five them, because I think that's just amazing. Like, I hate that some women feel they have to like go and hide in the toilet and do it. So yeah, I'm a big advocate for it. I just don't want to do it myself. So yeah, I'm probably going to bottle feed this time. Haven't decided on expressing yet. I think I'm going to wait closer to the time. I have excuse me, I have like all the kit and stuff for expressing, but I think I'm just going to see what the situation is, whether he's early, whether he's on time, I don't know. So watch this space about expressing. One of those questions is kind of linked to another one, so I'm going to skip that one. How are your appointments going? They are going okay, thank you for asking. There's a lot of them. I'm sort of coming to the end of the big bout of them. I won't go through all of them on here. If you wanted to catch up on my appointments, I've done a couple of videos on my channel, like my 20-week update, and I've got a 21/22-week update. So watch those, they will give you more of an insight on what's been happening. I'll link them in the description box for you as well, actually. But yeah, they're going okay. There's just a lot of them, and they can be quite like mentally and physically draining. So yeah, they're not for the faint-hearted, which is quite hard when people go, oh, it's amazing that you're being seen and you're being looked after and they're keeping an eye on you. And as much as that is true, like it is, especially when you have PTSD linked to the hospital, it's actually quite hard to go in there like every 2 weeks or sometimes every week. So yeah, it's hard. It's good, but it's hard. I'm currently coming to the end of this like bout. 24 weeks will be my last appointments that I know of. So hopefully I'll be getting a plan of what we're doing next. If we're doing anything, who knows? So I will keep you updated on that. Has anything been different second time round? Well, yes, I have a toddler this time, so that's different. So there's no daytime naps, there's no resting, there's no nothing. He doesn't understand that, you know, mummy's in pain because I've got really bad hip pain at the moment, or mummy's tired, or mummy's not as robust as she used to be when he wants to jump around, especially on me. Pregnancy wise, it was a lot different at the beginning. So with Tommy, I think you'll see from like my gender predictions video, I felt completely different. So I was more ill this time. My skin was different. God, everything was different. My cravings were different, everything like that, which is why we all thought it was girl and it wasn't, it was boy. But yeah, I felt different like from quite early on than I did with Tommy. I didn't feel unwell with Tommy until I was about 10 weeks. Whereas this one, I felt ill before I even knew I was pregnant. I felt horrific, which was how I knew I was. And sort of later on, another thing that's been different is my placentas are actually in a different place. I didn't have an anterior placenta. I had like, is it a fundal placenta? So it was at the top, last time, but it was still a bit more forward, so they didn't class it as an anterior placenta. So I could feel Tommy sometimes. He was also very lazy. He didn't move a lot. So I did get checked out a few times for that. He didn't move a lot at all. So I couldn't feel probably as much. Now this time I have a posterior placenta, so it's actually at the back. So I feel everything. Literally, he moves, I feel it. And he moves so much, like so much more than Tommy. It's a joke. Especially when I'm going to bed. It's just like, oh, let's party. So yeah, that's definitely different this time around. Especially when we go for scans, because obviously I'm going for so many scans. He moves so much in them, and they're trying to like do measurements and stuff, and they can't do it sometimes because he's just like, no, like, you're not doing it. Especially TMI, but you know, you're on my channel, so you've signed up for this. When they do my cervix scan, which is internal, he always does this thing, because he's head down at the moment, where as soon as they go in with like the probe, he like puts his hand on his head and he's like, oh, for God's sake, you're here again. So yeah, he moves a lot, so that's definitely different. How are you finding being consultant led? I think again, probably the same answer as like, how are your appointments going? It's reassuring, it's great. Sometimes I don't see the same consultant, which I get a little bit annoyed about, because there's one I really don't like and he's not very helpful at all. So going forward, I'll probably be asked not to be seen by him. But the lady who I see is really, really nice. Same sort of thing, it's reassuring. It's great to have, but it's also quite hard. So I won't go too much into that, because I think that kind of links in with how your appointment's going. Do you think you'll have another premature baby? That is the $1 million question, isn't it? I don't know, because we never knew why Tommy came early. We never found out, like they never knew. So I don't know. There's part of me, depends what day you ask me, to be honest. There's part of me that's like, no, this one's going full term, I just know it. And then there's days where I'm like, let's get prepared because we're going through this again. I hope I'm not, because mentally I don't know how I'm going to cope again. Obviously it's taken me like 2 years to deal with what happened with Tommy. Yeah, don't really fancy that again. Oh, bear with me, my phone is ringing. And yeah, I don't know, I just don't know. Yeah, and also having Tommy at home, I don't really want to go through another neonatal stay. Sorry, I'm just gonna turn this off. There we go, sorry about that. So yeah, I hope not, is the answer to that, but it's really beyond my control. How are you feeling about having another boy? I won't lie, I would say I have suffered, like, I don't want to call it gender disappointment, because I think that's not what we should be calling it, like gender loss. So I was convinced it was a girl, like convinced, like it was a girl, like down to all my like cravings, all the signs. Even my midwife looked at my scan pictures and was like, definitely a girl. Check the heartbeat, she was like, it's a girl. Damn that midwife. When we had the scan to find out the gender, obviously they turned the screens off because we had it as a surprise. How long it took them to find it, because it took them a good like 10 minutes. I was like, well, it's got to be a girl, because you know they can't find anything and boys are pretty obvious on a scan. But yeah, I was just convinced it was a girl. My head was girl. So when it was blue, I was like, oh my god, like, hang on a minute, all of the signs weren't pointing to this. So I'd say I've had a few weeks of gender loss, maybe. It's not I'm disappointed that he's a boy, it's the loss of possibly never having a girl, which is a bit silly, I know, because babies are babies, it doesn't matter if they're girls or boys. It doesn't actually change that much, if that makes sense. But I think, you know, I'm always honest on my channel, and I don't want to sit here and be like, it was all swings and roundabouts and it was great. It's a very controversial topic to talk about. I'm not going to do like a separate video on it. I don't want to do that, because I also don't want my little boy growing up maybe watching this one day and thinking, oh my god, she didn't want me. That's not it at all. I think I was just so convinced he was a girl, and I've always seen myself with a girl as well, and so to not see that and have that anymore, I had to almost like grieve the loss of that, not grieve the fact that he's a boy, because I know he's my son and I love him, and you know, I wouldn't change him for the world. But the fact that me and Adam have probably only ever like talked about maybe having 2 kids, that is another question which we'll get to later, to mourn the fact that I may never have a girl in my life, and maybe have to watch like friends and people, you know, that have one of each. I have to like see that, do you know what I mean? So that's been quite hard. But now I've started like buying stuff for him and I'm getting stuff ready, like it's definitely eased. And obviously I can't wait for Tommy to have like a brother. I think Tommy will prefer having a brother than a sister. So yeah, that's my honest answer. Please don't take this that I'm, you know, devastated or disappointed that he's a boy. It's not that. It's just, you know, I thought he was a girl. I saw myself with a girl. So that plan changing, if you know me, don't like plans changing, was just something I had to work through myself. But yeah, it's not that I don't love him, I'm not excited or anything like that, it's just my own feelings I had to work through. So I'm not calling it gender disappointment, it was gender loss. And also, can I just say, if any like mums or pregnant people out there like are worried about what people think, like please don't. Also just message me if like you want to vent to someone about it, because I understand, you know, if you've had 2 boys or you've had 2 girls and you like want another of a different gender, then let's talk, because it is a thing and it's not spoken about enough. So I think we should all be a bit more honest about speaking about it. Next question is, are you scared about labour? Actually no. I'm quite excited because I did have a labour with Tommy. I don't feel like I had a labour with Tommy because I was being told I wasn't in labour. I had an infection, which was what the pain was, and that was my bladder making my pain. Turns out it probably wasn't, but I really want to experience like full, I'm going to regret this when I do a birth or labour video. Yeah, I want the full-blown experience, okay? I want to feel it all, I want to like experience it all. So yeah, no, I'm not scared about labour, because actually, well, giving birth, the actual like pushing part was fine. Yes, probably a bit before is a little bit like, oh, but yeah, I'm quite excited about it, to experience it anyway. Will you be having your baby in the same hospital as Tommy after your last experience? Yes, because I don't really have a choice. The other hospitals I could go to are sort of either 40 minutes, 20 minutes or an hour away, and given that Tommy was born in 14 minutes after my waters broke, I just don't think that's a safe option, especially if they come early. or anything like that. So yeah, it's hard to go to the hospital, yes, but for my safety and his safety, I think it's just the right thing to do. So yes, I am having him at my local hospital. Have you picked a name? Absolutely not. We cannot decide, we cannot agree, we can't get on board with each other's names. So yeah, wish us luck with that one. No, we haven't. Is there anything you're not looking forward to this time round? The sleepless nights, because Tommy sleeps through the night, like 7:30 till 8:30 sometimes, so that's a winner. Yeah, probably sleepless nights, the possibility of a prem baby again, because that comes with quite a lot, like appointments, and they're more susceptible to getting ill and things like that. So yeah, I'm not really looking forward to if that happens. What else am I not looking forward to? Oh, I don't know. Don't know. What am I not looking forward to? I don't think there's anything I'm really not looking forward to. I think I was always with Tommy as well, like, it's just a phase, we're gonna get out of it, it's just a phase. When you're in the phase, it's like, oh my god, this is hell. But yeah, I have to remember that. So yeah, I don't really think there's many things I'm not looking forward to. How do you think Tommy will react or be with the new baby? I think he'll be excited. I think it'll be like his new toy. I think the problem will maybe be with me. I think he'll probably be a little bit jealous of, like, mummy's got the baby, or, you know, I want mummy's attention and she can't give it to me right now. But I think with the baby he'll be fine. But I do think there'll be a little bit of jealousy. But my plan is, once sort of the big early stage, you know, where everything's moving and post giving birth, and, you know, I don't know how I'm going to give birth. I could have to have a cesarean, who knows. Once I'm fit, ready to go, I do want to, like, every weekend just have like me and Tommy time. So I'm going to leave the new baby with Adam, and like I'm going to go and do an activity with Tommy without the new baby, so that he knows he's just got my attention and it's not, oh, mummy's got the baby again. So yeah, whether I take him to like soft play, or take him for breakfast, or take him just to the park, little things like that, they're the kind of things I want to do. So I'm going to plan those in with him so that he does get my attention. So yeah, looking forward to that. Do you feel ready for baby number 2? That could mean many things. Do I feel ready, like, with all the stuff? No. Believe it or not, I've still got quite a lot to do and get ready and buy. It's a lie when they tell you that you have a second baby and you've got it all. You don't. And do I feel ready, like actually ready for baby number 2? No. I don't think you will ever feel ready though, to be honest. It's more like you get the mum guilt, and like towards your firstborn, and, you know, financially, you ever ready? No. So yeah, I just think, honestly, no. But I know it'll be fine, if that makes sense. Like, I know this new baby will just slot in perfectly to our lives, and we will be starting our journey as a family of 4. So yeah, I think that would answer the question, hopefully. If not, let me know down below. If the baby was a girl, what would her name have been? Nice try. Not going to share it. Because it's my little name. I'm just not ready to share it yet. So yeah, I'm not sharing it. But good question. What was your trying to conceive journey? How long did it take? What did you do? So I will start this by saying I was very lucky. I would have put a trigger warning at the beginning of this video, so I won't like delve into that. I will say I was very lucky with this one. There wasn't really a journey. It happened first go, and to do that I just had an app. I'm just going to see what it's called, hang on. It was called, so I used the Glow app and Maybe Baby. The Maybe Baby one is good if you're like, I say it's good because we tried for a girl with this app and it didn't work, obviously. But I used the Glow app, and so it would tell me the days where I should be, you know, getting some action to have a baby, and the best days to do it. So we just went by that. So I would say, like, if I ovulated, I think on a Friday or whatever day it was, I would have had the deed about 2 or 3 days before, every day, and then I don't think we had it on the day I ovulated, and then maybe the day after. I think that was how we done it. So weird talking about your sex life on YouTube. So in the next question, how long did it take? It happened on first go, so we're very, very blessed and lucky with that. So it wasn't really a journey. It took us 3 cycles with Tommy, but this time, yeah, it just took straight away. So yeah, obviously I am fully aware that that's not the case for everyone, and obviously my heart goes out to anyone struggling with any sort of, you know, infertility, pregnancy loss, just anything like that. Obviously my heart does go out to you. So obviously I hope that you're all blessed with a baby very, very soon. But that was my journey, and yeah, it was a question, so I've answered it. And the last question is like 2 questions, but I will put them together. So I had, will you stop at 2 children? And do you think you'll have baby number 3? So we'll just put them together. The answer to that is I don't know. Right now, part of me wants to go for baby number 3 and try for a girl. But realistically, can we do that? Who knows? Financially, who knows? So we're going to see what having 2 children is like, and then maybe decide if we're going to go for a 3rd. So that's all a bit up in the air at the moment. I'm more leaning towards yes. Adam's leaning more towards no. But who knows, once I've had this baby, I might lean more towards no and be like, I'm not doing this again. And there's no guarantee it'll be a girl either, so I'm not sure if I could deal with 3 boys being the only woman in the house. So yeah, watch this space. I don't know. So yeah, that is the end of my pregnancy Q&A. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I answered all your questions well, and gave you what you wanted from them. If there are any more questions, I can maybe do a second one at some point, maybe like a 3rd trimester Q&A or something. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. It was longer than I wanted it to be. I'm very, very sorry. It's coming up on a half hour. But yes, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please do give it a like, and consider subscribing. It is totally free and takes a few moments just underneath this video, as you all know. And I will catch up with you in my next video. Bye guys.